barn.
Right.
Not a problem.
Yeah, it's like my tractor. That moves.
Here. So if I were to take the pin from over there and
pull it
put
over?
it here, then it tips this way,
That's where you get the three-way
and so on and so forth.
tipper bit. I'll be darned. Yeah, Mary pretty much had me talked out of the 3-point by the time we were done with that. She said, well, you don't need that, so we'll be able to take that off no matter what. You tell them that. I don't think
I'll bet that weighs more than your Suzuki.
Oh, I'll guarantee you that. That's for sure.
Probably weighs more than his and mine.
Yeah. Oh, the Suzuki, the Jeep, and my Dodge put together probably wouldn't. That cylinder looks pretty good too. There's no real.
Yeah, this
no lot
one,
of the ordinary leaks or anything like that.
this one's tight. The one on this truck was rebuilt. Tip.
Yeah.
And this has got a fuel gauge. That's a.
Oh yeah.
That's a step in the right direction. What's this? Just a vent?
Yep.
And what's the oil coming from? Is that just?
Injector pump.
Oh, okay. That's the one you were talking that you had, or?
The injector pump on this one is scratched. I can show you the one on the bench that's been completely rebuilt by a Bosch in this direction somehow. Unless one of these other lines that ties on here is where the oil's fed.
Okay.
But this is the pump that's going. A 3-point hitch frame, so you can run a 3-point hitch on the front, so you can run a, let's say, a mower deck off the front. The plus to that is you can see what you're driving. 411 with a 36 horse diesel would do it just fine.
How do the CVs do?
Well,
Any real
they're
issues
sealed.
with those? Or?
They're sealed. I pulled the cups off that one. You can see the blue grease in there.
Yep.
So they look good, used mileage-wise. And he ended up doing one of his. But again, the parts are available. You're talking...
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
right.
Okay.
on the side of the CJ to see if the proportions are the same. It looks almost like that, like a big
Well,
CJ.
Get a 411.
It's the breakover on this is actually better than 400. The engine sits down so low in the frame. I mean, you say, well, it's so tall, but there's no weight up there. It's canvas, it's glass. There's like a finger hole underneath that nameplate. Part of it, this one, and
Okay, well it does lock. It's supposed to be like a key or something.
Yeah.
Or like a screwdriver.
That's the Volkswagen style
Yeah.
fuses up here.
European.
The engine looks pretty clean. Doors lift right off, I take it?
yes, they do.
Perfect.
In fact, when they're used for farming, it's the typical thing to do because if you're in and out of the driver's, at least the driver's door, because you're in and out of the thing so much. All Conti E6s.
Okay. Yeah, I saw a guy running two different styles of tire on the net, and I wasn't sure if.
Yeah, a step here and a
No.
step up here, and the door handle
Couple on the way in.
is about here. So when you sit them side by side, this looks tiny. So I can cure that big thing for you real easy just by parking that one beside this. First 2 or 3 times I get in that, I was climbing all over the fender and the tire, and I just couldn't get it down to a science.
Got a red light on in here.
Always is. That's an indicator to tell you that 2010 411.
Oh, that's cute.
U900 Unimog, designed for the Japanese market, figuring they had so much money, then the yen went wacko and dropped like a rock, and they couldn't sell any of them.
They are nice looking trucks.
That brought in some of these. His first batch that came in, he took it out and he put this thing in places that you couldn't even believe. He had it sitting with one back tire about this high off the ground. And he left it like I got out and took a picture, like, look at my stupidity. And now I want to sell. But this truck, since I've gotten it, I've done nothing but, you know, tweak it and play with it and a little paint here and there and try and make it better. And actually used it. I mean, it was something to take to a Brooklyn tractor pull and tractor show. These, to go up against the regular pickup trucks, you don't have that off. It would sit here.
Okay.
And that's all it would take, is making up those 2 short leads and putting, just like this line right here is a return line that goes forward to the tank. So
Okay. Now
that mounts to your protector plate underneath the front bumper.
Yep.
This is a Schmidt U-frame. This hangs, there's 2 hooks right here. This hangs on the Schmidt plate and 2 big bolts go in to hold it in place. That then takes top mount here, hooks onto this hydraulic cylinder here, and you really can't see it, but this is the bulldozer blade.
All right. Is that the one you were pushing the
That's
rocks
what I
around
was
with?
pushing rocks with. No trip edge, it's just a straight bulldozer blade. This is the front, they call it a front lift. It's actually a rigid 3-point hitch. The spacing, here's where your 2 eyes would go in on your York rake or whatever. This mounts on the truck, the cylinder mounts here, and will lift or push down. And you basically end up with a front 3-point hitch. So bush we had planned to do, that was going to go to this truck.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the original plan was, because without that, we can't tow the hay wagon. But to fabricate one of these, I can give you the parts list. And, I mean, anybody jump and do it. We can pull all this stuff out, take measurements, take pictures, whatever you want to do. When we go off-roading and the MOG is there, or the MOGs are there, it's, you know, you can glue on a piece from here of a 404 bumper,
Yeah.
so it looks authentic, but you're not bastardizing a good bumper.
Yeah.
You know, a rare bumper. You're basically going to end up with one that looks like it came from the truck, but it really didn't. Probably box tube down, 2-inch box tube with 2 ears with a pin that goes through. So you can actually make the whole thing so you have a pin, 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 pin. You'll learn all about it.
Well, actually, he's used a typical shipper because he had that BMW car you picked up.
Oh yeah. That was a lot of fun.
So the stuff that sort of like makes the pattern, I think that it just disintegrated years ago. It rolled up a rig baby.
Yeah.
Does the heater work in this too?
It's not the kind of heater that will drive you out of it, but by the same token, when I'm plowing in the winter and
Better
it's...
than a Volkswagen bus?
Oh, God, yeah. They had heat. You're better off keeping as much heat in there as you can. You don't want to let any cold in. It's the Unimog.
That's cute.
I'm looking to get a mint one of those and bring it down and see if somebody can do a casting of it. Is it something you think you might be interested in?
I told my wife I wouldn't say anything, but yeah, I am definitely interested. I like it. But that comes up to the boss.
Yeah.
She's going to be the make or break on this one.